Like you rightfully said, it's not about being the main lead. I have the confidence in myself that whatever character I play, I will play to its fullest. The lead role, or if you give me this other role. He said, we've already spoken to Kajal for this role. I said, that's fine, then give me this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be doing the film. What kind of an actor I'm going to be. I always knew I wanted to be a versatile actor. And I told her if I ever have to do an item song, in Telugu especially, it'll only be with Chiranjeevi Garu. I mean, I get the similarities that you see. I'm still not a Maniratnam hero, and at least he's been there and done that. I'm still not done that yet. I started feeding him every day. We would eat from the same plate. We would play together. I would take videos of him. He loved Alama Dolama, so I took a video of him, put it up on my Twitter. I mean, I wouldn't call it method acting, but when I have to do these things, I really enjoy myself.
Darling, mobile உலகின் superstar.
மாணவர்களின் சிந்தனைகளை வடிவமைக்க SNS Institutions. மாணவர்களின் சாதனைகளை போற்றும் SNS Institutions கோவை.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
Hello, Regina Cassandra. Welcome to Galatta Plus.
Hi, Barry. Thank you so much.
First of all, when somebody told me that you'd completed 20 years, it came as a bit of a shock. You don't look like someone who's done 20 years of worth of film, because it's like, yes, we've seen, but 20 years seems like a long time. So then one realizes that your first film is Kandanar Mudal. And what led to that?
It doesn't feel like I've been around so long, or what does it feel like?
It feels like you're around, and we just saw you in Vidaamuyarchi. We've been seeing you like in Rocket Boys, we've been seeing you in a bunch of things, an item song in a Chiranjeevi movie, and so on and so forth. So that you're just always there, but 20 years just seems like, wow, it's incredible somebody's been around for so long. You know, it doesn't seem, you seem too young to have been around for 20 years, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you for putting it like that, but it also doesn't really feel like I've been here for 20 years myself. Maybe that's why it's like that, because I've been around for a while and I've been doing exactly the same thing, but I never really put too much thought into it. I've just been doing it. So you're one of those people who wanted to become an actor? No.
Okay.
Not that I wanted to or didn't want to. I'm a very flexible person that way. When I was young, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be in service of some sort. That was the intention through which I wanted to pick a career. I wanted to be of service, in service. And as a child, the first thing that comes to your mind, and I grew up in the 90s, so then you have your doctor, lawyer, engineer. So it was definitely not engineer. It was definitely not lawyer, whatever. Doctor seemed like the most thing to be in service. And I told my mom that, okay, I would like to do that. And my mom told me, she made me understand, she gave me a realistic view about picking medicine as a career, And when she brought that to light to me, it made sense that, okay, I don't really want to be doing so much. Let me figure an easier way out to be in service. And I realized that psychology is something that I gravitated towards, because I kept on, I always constantly asked the question why as to anything. And I felt human behavior was pretty interesting. And I thought, okay, this is in some way I can be of service. I think mental issues, and I was in the 9th standard when I figured that this is probably what I wanted to do. And I actually studied psychology, thinking I will do it. But throughout school and college, I was always in love with the arts. Whether it was summer camps and I had to dance for a dance competition, or whether it was, be a part of the Western Dance Club or the drama club in college and school, or for that matter, even in school when we had our annual plays, we would have auditions for like our class, right? We would have a play and stuff like that. Invariably get the main role, the lead role. And I realized that I liked it, but I didn't put too much thought into it. It's not like I did study Bharatanatyam for a few years. I did realize at a very young age, I had the opportunity to be in front of the camera with Splash Channel. So I anchored. I would go around doing what you're doing today, interviewing people as a kid. And my exposure was pretty much just a flow.
Okay.
It felt like another extracurricular activity in my life. I didn't put too much thought into it. I didn't know what it was like to be a heroine. I grew up in a household that was, a pretty middle-class household. Music was a big part of our culture. A middle-class Christian household. So music, church, the choir, all of that. So I was pretty much exposed to all of this without the intention of we need to shape you and guide you to become an actor at the end of the day. So it's pretty organic. I didn't even think I needed to probably go to acting school. Like, it's not like my mom sat me down and said, "Oh, okay, let's structure your career from here." It was just pretty much, you want to do this? Okay, go ahead and do it, you know? So I guess that's probably why it doesn't feel like I've been here for 20 years. Although it's been pretty much of a struggle and a fight, but I don't feel it.
You know, when I look at your career, I'm reminded of Madhavan, because he's somebody who has shaped his career very interestingly. He's like, at one point, he just pretty much said, listen, I'm not going to be chasing only lead roles. I'm going to be doing anything that I find interesting. And I think that's one of the reasons his career has just been around for so long, and he gets all these great interesting projects, and he's very platform agnostic. He's he's doing OTT stuff, he's doing movies, he's doing he pretty much, says anything I find interesting I will do. I find you to have a slightly similar graph, because you are the heroine in some movies or the leading role, whatever, but you also do other things. You do OTT roles, Rocket Boys, you're there. So is this a conscious thing that happened, or something you figured out along the way?
I'm flattered that you have that comparison though.
But it is kind of...
I see a lot. I mean, I get the similarities that you see. I'm still not a Maniratnam hero, and at least he's been there and done that. I've still not done that yet. So I'm really flattered that you compare me to that. It means a lot, and I feel like I have a long way to go. And you're pretty much right, because when I started off, although I didn't know what is going to happen to my career, I think he's a very smart person, by the way. And that's why I also say I'm flattered, because I see that he's smart enough to have structured his career. And I don't think I'm that smart. I need to give credit where it's due. Not that smart in terms of my career, in the sense. All through my life, it has, like I said, been pretty much organic. I never structured it, or I never sat and said, you know what, this is happening, that is happening. I never lobbied. Like lobbying or anything for a movie, or being seen at the right place, networking, making sure all of this happens, was not part of that. So that part of my growth has pretty much been nil. Whatever has happened has just happened. But where I see the similarities are the kind of roles and the characters and the intention with which I want to do this. Like you rightfully said, it's not about being the main lead. I have the confidence in myself that whatever character I play, I will play to its fullest. It'll be as authentic as possible. That's the intention I would go with. And yeah, I agree.
But at what point did you, because the early roles were kind of, you were doing KD Billa, Killadi Ranga, Sivakarthikeyan, those kinds of, you were doing a mix of things. But at what point did you say, yeah, that's going to happen, but I'm also going to have to start looking at these slightly other kind of roles,
I'm first of all very blessed with the opportunities I've gotten. I would have liked to have had more, of course. But with what I've gotten, I'll give you two examples, okay? One is Awe, the Prashant Verma film, the Telugu film.
Yeah.
He narrated...
That would have been around...
2018.
2017,
18 released. I still remember I was shooting for a film, Telugu film, and he'd come to set to narrate it to me, and he narrated the story to me. I told him, I will do this film only if you give me either the lead role, or if you give me this other role. So you choose. He said, we've already spoken to Kajal for this role. I said, that's fine, then give me this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be doing the film. So the point was not like, I didn't again sit down and think, oh, from now on, I need to be doing this kind of thing again, because like I said, no lobbying, no nothing. Oh, what film's happening? I really don't know. But the films that came to me, I made it very clear to the director that if I'm doing this film, I want to play this role. So that was with Awe. When Jat came to me, Jat had come to me at
I love your performance in that movie, by the way.
Thank you so much.
It's not an easy meter, that big mass meter,
Loud.
right? It's not easy to get, and I was like, I don't mean to insult you, but I was very like, wow, she got that, that, because I'd never seen you like that before. Yeah. So there's that's not something that you see people. So yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say, coming to your question. So it was not about me thinking, okay, from now on, I want to play this or I want to play that. Every time an offer or a role came to me, it was not about just saying yes or no to the project. It was about picking what I wanted to do in the project. When Jat came to me, it was actually a Telugu film.
Okay.
And I'm probably the only actor that materialized from the Telugu film into the Hindi film. But when Gopichand Malineni, the director, narrated it to me, he came to me with the police officer's role.
Oh.
And I heard the entire story and I looked at him and I said, listen, I'll do this film only if you give me Bharati's role. And he was like, really? You want to play that? I said, yeah, it's because it's not something I've played before.
Yeah.
And the thing about when I listen to a story, I know immediately, at least in my head, for myself, I know immediately how well if that film is going to do, how well that character is going to do. Am I kicked about it? Do I want to play it? Because I need to be excited about a character to play it. Whatever characters I have played till date, I have been excited to play.
Yeah.
So that's how I pick it. So that's how it's always been. And growing up, whether I knew what kind of an actor I'm going to be, I always knew I wanted to be a versatile actor. I've been blessed with a face that can look Indian and international at the same time. I know my strengths. I know what I can do and what maybe I've never done before and I want to try and do. So I think with all of that together, I'm pretty sorted in terms of I want to try everything. I want to be able to, till I did Nenjam Marappathillai, I always wanted to play a character like that, and to play a character that does not speak throughout the film, especially for me being the kind of person I am, how exaggerated I am, the kind of actor that I am, it really opened up a different zone for me as an actor, for myself.
So I was actually going to ask you about Nenjam Marappathillai, but I wanted you to take Nenjam Marappathillai, your character there, your character in Vidaamuyarchi, and your character in Managram, and tell me what drew you to these particular characters, because you seem to be very specific about wanting to do a particular kind of role before you do it, commit to the project.
All of these films, whether it's Nenjam Marappathillai, Vidaamuyarchi, or this one, Managram, all of these films came to me. So, like I said, it was only about the fact that whether I wanted to do it or how authentic enough I wanted to play it. For me, Managram is still a different meter compared to the other two, because the other two are very specific as characters. But I still got to play all of them. So I mean, the fact that it came to me itself is I can't even answer this question. I didn't work to getting it. The moment I got it, my only thing is to make sure I give it my all. Especially Vidaamuyarchi and Nenjam Marappathillai, I really worked on my characters. I sat with my script. I still remember sitting in a coffee shop in Baku and going through every line, figuring out. Of course, I did my homework and Mughal sir had given me this whole thing of the dark triad and he told me to do this thing. And I would sit and ask him questions. In fact, there was this time when we were shooting for the film in Baku, and just to have this conversation with him about the character, I asked him, when she says there's this line where she says Baradwaj when her psychiatrist asks her why did she kill that woman, and then she says Baradwaj doctor. And she's like, but wouldn't she actually do that? He looked at me and he smiled and he said, yeah, that's actually a possibility, So I really like to get into the character sometimes, and especially these dark kind of characters, it takes me to a very special place to ask the most weird questions. And I have this thing which I don't think it's accepted by most directors, and maybe some directors find it a little too intrusive. I ask a lot of questions as a character, especially when you give me a character that is so out of the box. Even with Jat, to catch that meter of being that loud, sometimes it's a very instinctive thing. You don't think about it at all. You just go there and do it. So, yeah.
When you say,
I hope that answers your question in some way.
So, when you say, you ask questions, do you think that in some way the fact that you studied psychology helps you? Or is that something in the distant past and you don't even bring it up?
It's pretty much the latter. But I feel like I'm not going to go in with a thing of, this technique or this syndrome or this thing. It's just, I feel like the more questions I ask about a character, just makes it more convincing for me. And it could be absolute, the audience does not even need to know this about the character. But just that I know this about the character is going to help me
project something.
Subconsciously. I'm not thinking, oh, this person, grew up like this. But there are films where, like for a film like Chakra, I had asked the director, it was it's a normal commercial film, right? But I had asked the director, tell me what you think she would do. Would she bite her nails? Again, I don't have to, I'm not asking you this question because in some scene I want to be biting my nails, or in all scenes I want to be biting my nails. Just so that I can imbibe this character and be as authentic as possible.
Yeah. So when you do like a song sequence in Acharya with Chiranjeevi, is it just like, let me have fun? Because in your resume, that's probably the only time you've actually stepped into a movie and done one of those special numbers.
We can call it an item song. Are we trying to be politically right?
I'm not trying to be politically, but somehow, it's a special song. Yeah.
It is a special song. Yeah. It's actually a very special song for me.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Barry? I do believe in miracles. I believe in manifesting, and I'm not just saying it, just like that. Because I remember actually having a conversation. I did a couple of films with Saidar Tej, and his mom and all of us were like having this conversation one day. And I told her, if I ever have to do an item song, a special song, in Telugu especially, it'll only be with Chiranjeevi Garu. And it's not like, it was just part of a conversation. It was not even like me saying or anyone having this work conversation. Cut to like maybe 5-6 years later, it actually happened. Yeah.
Okay.
And I loved it. You know why? Because it released in Jan. I still remember Jan 1st. My Instagram blew up. I had every part of my body being zoomed into. Jan that it released, and I think in Feb, Rocket Boy Season 1 had released. So for me, as an actor, after so many years of being in the industry, it was so good because I had polarities of these two things. Like, this is like this woman called Mandakini who is being whatever, like objectified. You can use all the words. And honestly, as an actor, I don't care. I'm very unabashed like that as an actor. Like, I don't care. You can judge, define, whatever, and that's what it is at the end of the day. That's the truth. To where I'm playing Mrinalini Sarabhai, who's this poised, demure, this woman who stands for so many things. It's such an inspiration and all of that. So for me as an actor to play these polarities, I'm sitting there smiling, happy. But this is what I want to do.
Yeah, so let's talk a bit about the manifestation thing. How do you do that? You just put it out there?
I guess you just put it out there with the right intentions.
Okay.
And if it has to happen, it'll happen. I've always believed that if it has to happen, it'll happen. I think.
Right. But I'm still trying to get around the fact that a little more, when you say that, yes, you're saying you go with the flow, you've not tried to define anything, but when people enter the industry, it is almost always with this thing that I want to act with all the top heroes, I want to act with as a heroine in these films, I want to be the thing. So that mind shift is something that I'm very intrigued about, and I'm like, can you expand on that? Right?
I would love to. See, the thing is, I think to explain that, when I came into the industry not knowing anything.
Right.
When I was shooting Kandanal Mudal, I took 20 to 24 days off from school. My mom was sitting with me at shoot, writing my notes every day, so I don't miss anything in school. I never thought of myself as an actress. When I entered the industry, I didn't know anything. I did my first Telugu film, which was my proper, as a hero in full-fledged film. And my makeup artist would tell me, you know what, you can actually order food from out. You don't have to eat production food. I'm like, that's okay. I don't need anything else. It came from literally that to finally when I realized that, maybe I need to have a stylist in my life to do my events. In fact, when I was promoting Shiva Manaslo Shruti, I'd gone to Radio Mirchi for a radio interview. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was in Hyderabad. And I said, radio interview, so I'll go in my normal clothes. I wore a salwar, jeans, a kurta, jeans, like chappals. And I had washed my hair and I hadn't even blow dried it. I'm like, it's a radio interview, I'll just walk in and walk out. I walked in, did the interview, it was fun. As I finished, they said, listen, we might have to take pictures for our website. I'm like, no way are you taking pictures for my website. The pictures are still online, by the way. I look so sad. And that's when I started understanding that, okay, you know what, these things need to be done. You need to create a team around you. And this was like in 2012. I had zero idea as to what to do as a heroine. I thought acting meant you just go, act, come back home. But I had to build a team around me. I had to build this persona around me. I'm not the kind of, it's not that I'm, this whole perception engineering that happens today, I was very clueless. And I would have liked to have been that organic person, but I realized if I had to go up and want to get better and want to probably get better roles and do better things, I understood that I had to build this perception about myself, which is what I started doing maybe like 10 years after I got into the industry. The question came in 2015 when I had done considerably enough stuff. In fact, I had done a ton of commercial films in Telugu. I had done enough Tamil films. But till 2015, what had happened was when I'd come in 2011 and 12, everyone in the Telugu industry said, oh, you know what, she's the next big thing. I could dance, I could act, I could do everything. I have no idea what happened. And till date, people keep asking me, it's reduced now. But back then, people would ask me, why aren't you doing movies with the bigger stars? Why aren't you getting these offers? Me being the nonchalant person that I am, I'm a very nonchalant person, go with the flow, like I've said. I started questioning myself and asking myself, why was I not getting it either? And I think that's where the issues happened. Where once I started questioning myself and asking myself, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Because in 2011, when I did SMS, I had also gotten the offer to do Life is Beautiful. I had done 2 auditions in like maybe 2 weeks, and I got an offer to do both the roles. But I had to pick one because either of them didn't want me to do 2 Telugu films at a time. So having all of this, and I think somewhere I had questioned myself and maybe said I had gotten it too easy. So maybe I don't have it in me to push further and maybe I should stop and step back. So in 2015-16, I had decided that I'm done with this industry. I'm going. I don't want to be here anymore because maybe I'm not good enough. And this industry has made me question myself as to I'm not good enough. I was always good. I was an 85% student. For me, at home, it was average at best. But I was school pupil leader. I represented my school in basketball. I did everything effortlessly. But the moment the industry questioned me and started asking me my worth, and I had to question my worth, I realized it was not worth it. It was really not worth it for my mental peace. There was a bit where I'd gone through some hormonal issues and I felt like because my immunity was so low, everything had come in and I decided that I'm done. But the industry didn't let me go. I was shooting for Nenjam Marappathillai at that time. I thought that was the most healing phase of my life. The fact that I was shooting for that particular film. And I feel like life just has its way of healing, As a human being, all of us are only going towards healing. Either you're trying to heal yourself, get better every day. So for me, that was the most important thing. It was a phase in my life. I was shooting for that and I got the offer to do a Telugu film called Jo Achyutananda by Avasarala Srinivas. And he was relentless about casting me in that role. And I didn't know why till I heard the story. And I remember smiling to myself and thinking, wow, here I'm sitting saying I'm done with this industry. But the moment there's a role or a character or a story that actually calls out to me, I can't help but want to do it. So it pretty much answered my question as to, okay, that means you want to be here, which means it's going to be a fight. You're going to have to do what it takes to do. And that's when I realized that, okay, you know what, there are certain things I lack. I do know the things that I have. Like I know what I can do, but I know there are certain things I can't do. Like I can't lobby, I can't make sure that I do films. I don't know how long my career is going to be in this industry. Do I want to take that route though? Am I okay not knowing? And I felt like it was something I wanted to do. So then I started building a team around me. I started getting better at the things I wasn't able to do. If I couldn't do something, I had people to start coming to the team to do it for me. And that's when I realized that, okay, this is the career and I want to be an actress. So for those first 6 years, 5-6 years, I didn't come in saying I want to be an actress. Today I'm sitting here today in front of you saying that this is I want to be in this industry. Today as an actor, maybe tomorrow as a producer or something further. But it's solidified now. So I guess that I don't know if that answers
It does,
you.
and
but
I find it extremely interesting that when you got those big star, co-starring with big stars roles, it was time you did not actually actively want
Yeah.
to be an actress
Yeah.
or a person.
Yeah.
And when you decided that you wanted to be in the industry is when you're getting all these plum roles and all these
Yeah.
shows or movies or whatever it is. Because like to go back to Vidaamuyarchi, even if you want to say that like okay, it's a secondary, you're not the top billed person or whatever it is, it's your role that's all kinds of crazy and interesting and kind of like other the that's what's really standing out. So when did you make a peace with this fact that before that I really want to it's not like I'm harping on why you aren't a heroine. That's not my thing at all, right? But I'm like this career path that you've built over 2 years, that's what's so fascinating, because it shows to me that it is possible to be in this industry as a woman and build a solid body of work and without being right at the top and yet be very visible, get very good roles. Of course, the emergence of things like OTTs and all that has called, but the way you've kind of gone across to Telugu and Hindi and Tamil and it's just, it seems to me like an extremely strategic kind of career, though you say that it's
Absolutely
with
not.
the flow. That's why I'm asking you this thing. So
Yeah, you're asking me when this.
yeah, do you make a peace with the fact that listen, this is what I want to do. I want to be around. Yes, if a like one of the big roles come to me, yes, I'm going to do that. But otherwise, these are also big roles in their own way, and that's still something where my acting is going to be recognized. That kind of thing.
See, it comes from many things. Like I said, I wanted to be a versatile actor, and the moment I went through this, this 2015-16 of mine was a pretty low point in my life, and the fact that I was able to heal and come out of it and be this person today, for me, was actually like it gave me the confidence that okay, you know what, it's not about coming out of something. I understood that it's important to make peace with pain. It's important to understand your pain, where it was coming from. And healing is the most important for me. Mental, physical, whatever it is. So I think from that point, for the last 10 years, 9 years, I wanted to work on this. I wanted to give it my best. Because I was able to sit back and take account of everything that I had done up until then and love myself a little more. I think it really does come from love. I think that's pretty much your answer. The moment I was able to love, because up until then I never questioned myself. Like I told you, I'd done everything in my life. Like I said, school people leader, basketball. In college, I was there in the drama club. I always took onus and responsibility for myself and my life. But the moment this hit me, and I realized that, oh, okay, there's this side to things as well. It opened up so many things to me. In fact, I would say I'm way more a spiritual person today than I was back then. And all of these things helped me. I read way more books than I would have read, back then. And books like The Alchemist and Dr. Brian Weiss's Many Lives, Many Masters. And all of these books really helped me understand so much more about life and what it is, other than just what I do. This bit that I do, unfortunately or fortunately, which is acting or being in this industry or being a celebrity or whatever it is that I am today, is just one part of me. But because it's so big, it happens on an everyday basis. My work happens on an everyday basis.
And it's also so public.
It is public. The people who are in my life, if you look at, other than my school friends and my college friends, everyone else who's in my life is work.
Right. So, we've been with this very sort of Zen mode of talking about you, but let's talk a little bit about the fun things. And can you single out maybe a few roles about where you had a lot of fun?
A lot of fun as in shooting,
as an actor,
playing that character.
Yeah.
Of course, Deepika from Vidaamuyarchi. uh, Samira from Yevaru, even Papa and Keri Bula Kiladi Ranga, and then in Awe, Meera and Awe, Mariam and Nenjam Marappathillai. You know why? Because all these films I got to do homework on. I was given a challenge, to pull off, like whether it's Deepika in Vidaamuyarchi, there was this thin line of being psycho and also, being normal, like you can't tell. So that was very interesting line to crack. Even Mariam, Selva sir told me, listen, the boy, you have to create a bond with him. You can't just come between action and cut and all and do this. You have to make him love you. And for me, that was a very good challenge. So on day one, I've taken chocolates and all of that for this boy. And the first shot, I have him in my arms and I have to bump into S.J. Surya and hold the banister. So I bumped into him and held the banister and this boy started crying. And I said, what happened? I was like, oh my God. Till then, he was fine with me, right? We just met each other and we've gotten to know each other. And he starts crying. He is not stopping to cry, not stopping anymore. And his mom then takes him and then finds out that apparently as I hit the banister, I hit him and he's hurting. So now he doesn't want to come to me. And it's day one and I've already messed this up. So I decided no.
This is the movie that helped you heal?
Can you believe it? It ends really well though. So I'm like, okay, now bigger challenge. I've tried chocolates, I've tried toys, nothing. So on day one, I told her, we finished shoot, I told the mother, listen, we had rooms in the house itself to get ready and stuff. So I told the mother, his room was opposite mine. I said, y'all are not using that room anymore. We're going to be staying in the same room. So his mom, he and I were in the same room every day, between shots, takes, everything. And we were shooting on ECR and I would get, food from home. I started feeding him every day. We would eat from the same plate. We would play together. We would be dancing in the room. If only people saw what all we were doing in the room, it would be a totally different story altogether. We bonded so well. I would take videos of him. He loved Alama Dolama. So I took a video of him, put it up on my Twitter, messaged Ani about it, So we were creating a bond as such. And it was so, so beautiful. So by the end of it, both of us became really close. And his mom and I and all of that, So things like this really helped me as an actor. I mean, I wouldn't call it method acting. But when I have to do these things, I really enjoy myself.
Right. So when you single out this particular film as helping you get a measure of stability in your life at that point, was it to do with the acting in that film or that phase, or was it something external?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I would go on set and there's this one scene where I have to say mummy finger, 108 times. I did it 108 times.
Okay.
I stood in different parts of that house and I did it 108 times and it was crazy. Like as an actor, you don't think that, these things can actually hit you. Sometimes it does. There were times where I had to be running once I became this ghost, I had to be running inside and outside the cupboard, screaming like a mad woman. Again, like I don't know how I'm going to do these things. Once you go there and you get into character and, the whole setup. And Salva sir is so good with explaining his things. It's not external or internal, but both, because at that moment, your director is explaining such a bizarre scene to you. The whole world is cut off, right? You're only thinking about this bizarre scene. And for me, when it's a bizarre scene as an actor, I get very excited because I'm just like, wow. Like, how many people get the opportunity to do this? Not that I'm thinking at that moment that, oh, I've gotten this opportunity, but I'm so involved in it that post it, once I'm done shooting for that scene, I come back so relieved that, we were able to pull it off and think about how blessed I am to have gotten this opportunity to be able to do this as an actor.
Right.
So it's all. And also while shooting for that film, I was staying on ECR in this 3-bedroom villa all by myself. healing on the side as well. So I would wake up every morning, exercise, work out, go for a swim or work out, read something, be in silence. Till I got to shoot, I would be with myself. There was not a soul around me who would talk to me. There's not a soul around me to influence me. And I stopped thinking. Like, if the moment I would catch myself going into a loop of a bad thought, I would be aware of it and come back to the present. So I think it's a bit of everything. In fact, I was not well when I met Selva sir for that film as well. I was maybe just 20% of who I am today, or the way I'm speaking, or even physically speaking as well. I was very physically and mentally weak at that time. And I guess that's why he probably felt like I suited the role also.
And now when you kind of look back at these 20 years, is there any point where you feel that, I'm not talking about regret necessarily, but I wish I'd done this a little differently?
It's very easy for me to sit here today and say yes or no, either of it. But could I have done things differently? Yeah, maybe, but again, I would contradict that and say, but it is what has made me learn today. Maybe I could have learned some lessons earlier than I learned them.
Yeah.
But again, that is me putting thought to it.
Yeah.
I would rather just go with the flow. I might have created some damage, and when that thought comes, it's only when people like you ask me this question.
Yeah.
Would I regret it? Till you ask me, have I regretted anything? I'm not thinking, oh, I regretted this. Or till someone comes and judges me and says, but you shouldn't have done it like that. Then I'm thinking, maybe I could have done it differently. But up until then, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, you know what? It's done. It's done.
You can't go back.
Unless your mind really puts your head into that, asking you that question, I don't think I ask myself that question too often.
Yeah, that's actually a very healthy thing to do. It is, because I'm the opposite. I always keep replaying things
in your head, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't do you any good.
It's not helpful at all.
It doesn't do you any good at all. There was this, I can't remember the film, but sometimes it's okay to, another thing that I learned, it's okay to not have closure.
Yeah.
It's okay to not know, it's life. And that's it's actually it's a very bittersweet, once you make peace with that, it's a very bittersweet feeling, because imagine just not knowing. Have you ever romanticized just not knowing?
Yeah.
We don't do that much. We want to know, right? Constantly.
So amazing, because, there's a lot of times when you want to know, the discussions went that far, but then, what happened then? Why didn't that role come to me, or whatever, something like that. And sometimes you just have to say,
it's okay.
It's okay. Sometimes the end result is what it is. The role did not happen, but this other role happened. And so what are the roles that are happening for you right now?
I'm doing 2 films currently, one in Tamil and one in Hindi. Mookuthi Amman 2 with Sundar C. Sir, Nayanthara, Wales production. That for me, again, Barry, I'm hoping that in 10 years or 20 years, I have the same conversation with you, because in 20 years of being in this industry, I've never gotten to play this role, this kind of a role, on this kind of a canvas. Whether, I don't know how it's going to come out, but it's going to be very different. Forget loud, forget everything. It's just worlds apart for me. Mm-hmm. So that is exciting, again, to get on set and, pull that character off. I'm sure you'll watch the film, and when you watch the film, you should remember this. That's one. And there's another one called The Wives by Madhur Bhandarkar.
He's doing that, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, it's his forte. It's exactly what he loves doing best. It's on the lines of page 3, fashion, and as the title goes, The Wives, it's about the wives in Bollywood and stuff. Again, a role that I've never been able to, never played before at all. The kind of character that I'm playing. And for a South Indian to play that character, again, for me, is like somewhere it's a mark, because whether I like it or not, every time I'm there, I am reminded that I'm a South Indian, or I've come from the South.
Yeah. But it doesn't come across, because whether you're playing Mrinalini or, this character in Jat or whichever it is, it's like there's no accent, there's no, I don't know what defines a South Indian, but there's none of that reminder. It's just a cliche, I think. It's that
No, but I think as an actress in when I'm there in the north, because every time, and I'm sure, I mean, it's only normal because I can read and write Hindi. My mom was very adamant on the fact that I learn an Indian language. I can read and write Tamil as well, because when I was doing Kandanan Mudal, I wanted to learn Tamil. And we're not a Tamil household. We don't speak Tamil at home, but I wanted to. So every time in the north, I get asked this almost every day on set. Oh, how is your Hindi so good?
Okay.
So I am reminded I'm a South Indian who speaks Hindi, So yeah, so for that I feel like there's a mark that I've created. I'm like, yeah, not all South Indians don't know how to speak Hindi.
But so if someone were to come in today and want to create the range that you've done over the years, let's say they want to crack the Tamil market, they want to crack the Hindi market. What does it take? Like you mentioned certain things like lobbying and all that, or is it just a matter of getting a good PR person, or how do you sell yourself to an industry that hasn't seen you exactly?
I think it's everything that you mentioned. This whole perception engineering is something that I have only now gotten to understand, and I've pretty much joined in quite late because I was reluctant, but a social media manager, PR agency, you have to have your ears on the ground. You have to have people lobbying for you. Your agencies. Today, there are no more just, managers and all of that. It's like an entire corporate setup. Everything has become so corporate. But that's exactly what's needed. You need to have, you need to be working with the top agencies. You need to be having a PR agency. You need to have a social media manager. You need to know the people in the industry also. I think the relationship between the press and the actor, the media people and the actor is so important. The kind of relationship, it's all about relationship building, You need to have goodwill, so important. You need to know that when your film is released, or being smart, when your film is releasing, you are going to have other actors, PR groups, do exactly the opposite, like negative PR going out. You need to be smart enough about what's going on. I think it's most important.
Wow, it's like being put in a Shark Tank.
It is. It really is. In fact, I am my own commodity. I have to sell myself. I have to be myself. I have to do everything, right? So this is the package, and you have to also, as I'm not just an actor today. I am so many things, right? And I also have to be able to convince people to invest in me, whether it's my team that's working for me, working with me, or whatever it is, right? So I now have this understanding of, this is how I look at it, okay? I think with my team, everyone comes in to do what they do best, and I'm the same thing. I'm just the product. That doesn't mean you're doing this for me. We are doing this together to put this product out, and how this product comes out will show how good you are at your job at the end of the day.
Yeah, and in the middle of all this hectic perception engineering, which sounds like a job in itself.
It is.
How does Regina Cassandra unwind? For lack of a better word, how do you breathe and get back to normal?
I'm a very detached person that way. The moment I'm done playing this persona, I very easily go into another persona.
Okay.
There's no okay, now I'm done being this person. It's all the same it's one person, but all of us play different personas in life, right? And I think that goes to the fact that it comes from within. I do not want my mom or my friends or even the people I work with after work hours to think, oh, you know what, this is a celebrity, we have to treat her like that. I don't like an entourage around me. I like it when my team or my friends or my family tell me genuinely what is right and wrong. Because sometimes, you know, when you're so caught up doing what you're doing, and it's only natural, right? I'm so caught up being this person. Sometimes I want the people around me to tell me, okay, listen, I think that needs to stop.
Right.
I appreciate it, I respect it, because I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know? And my mom has taught me that ever since I was young. I was a very cute kid growing up. But she made sure, she instilled in me the fact that beauty lies skin deep. Just because you smile at someone, you're not going to get your work done. So that you have to be nice to people. You have to understand kindness, or you have to understand humanity. And I think it starts from there, the grassroots levels.
And then
Up until the fact that I appreciate that. And those are the kind of people I attract in my life as well today. Right. Whoever it is, whether it's work people or people in my close circle, you know.
that's nice. So all the best for Wives and Mukityaman 2 and whatever else life has in store.
Yes.
You look like you're going to have an amazing time.
Yay, Barry. I look like I'm having an amazing time.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Yeah, because, you know, for me, most of these interviews circle so much around work or this particular role or whatever it is. And the fact that you didn't steer the conversation so much into the roles and parts and, you know, were broader about the whole thing, I think that was very interesting for me. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Barry. I'm so glad. This was really beautiful for me as well.
Thank you.
டார்லிங் மொபைல் உலகின் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார்.
மாணவர்களின் தனித்திறமைகளை மேம்படுத்த SNS இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் மாணவர்களின் சாதனைகளை போற்றும் SNS இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் கோவை.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.